Beneath the Mediterranean sun lies Italy, a land where history whispers through ruins and beauty blooms in every corner. Here, a language flows like music, carrying the echoes of poets, philosophers, and dreamers. Its society is a living mosaic bound by family, faith, and tradition that have endured for centuries. Culture breathes in every brush stroke, in every song, and every meal shared, a passion woven into the soul of Italy. And Italy is not just a place on the map, it is a story told through language, society, and culture. A story that continues to shape hearts and inspire the world.
Benvenuti in Italia. Welcome to Italy, a country where history breathes in the stone of every pizza, where faith rises with every church bell, and where culture flows like a river of song, food, and family. Here, beauty is not a luxury, it is a way of life. Italy is a nation of voices. Each word, each gesture, each tradition whispers a story of the past, of the present, and of the soul of its people. Italian is the official language, yet Italy's heart speaks in many voices: Sicilian, Neapolitan, Venetian, Sardinian. Each dialect is a treasure chest carrying centuries of memory, identity, and pride. But Italian only became the official national language in the 19th century after unification. Before then, people identified more with their regions and dialects than with a single Italian identity.
The Italian language is not an ancient Roman relic, it's a Renaissance masterpiece. It began over 2 millennia ago as Latin, the mighty language of the empire. But when Rome fell, the official Latin crumbled, breaking into countless noisy dialects across the peninsula. Our hero arrives in the 14th century, the poet Dante Alighieri. When he wrote his epic, he chose his home dialect, the musical Tuscan, a dialect so beautiful and powerful that it became the foundation for literature and art. It took centuries, but thanks to Dante's genius and later the unifying power of the radio and TV, the Tuscan voice finally stitched the entire boot-shaped country together, giving the world the beloved Italiano we speak today.
In Italy, language is not just communication, it is belonging. Dialect is how a grandmother soothes her grandchild, how friends share jokes, and how lovers speak in secret.
Buongiorno signora, oggi abbiamo il caffè pupesco.
Perfetto! Posso ordinarne uno, por favor?
Here, language dances. Italians speak with hands, eyes, and soul. Words are not sung, not spoken. In every dialect, in every accent, you hear the heartbeat of a people. In Italy, life is not hard. It is savored. A morning begins with espresso at the bar, quick, strong, essential. But the soul of Italian life, la famiglia, family.
The famiglia is the absolute core of Italian society. It functions as a primary source of identity, emotional security, and economic support. With loyalty to kin offers superseding other social bonds. This is a tradition-bound, often extended unit where multiple generations may live in close proximity or actively participate in each other's lives. Key aspects include the mandatory Sunday lunch gathering, deep respect for elders, and celebration of life's milestones, which are massive, communal events that serve to perpetually reinforce the strength and continuity of the family network.
La familia è el centro di tutto. We eat together not just to fill our stomachs, but to fill our hearts with stories, with laughter, with love. Mangia, mangia! Nancy ancora satyo!
Sorella, who got you the pizza?
Family extends into Picha, the beating heart of every town. Here, neighbors gather, children play, and strangers become friends. And at the center of Italy's souls lies faith. Over 70% of Italians identify as Roman. The church is not only in Rome, but in every village chapel, and every feast day procession, and the rhythm of life itself.
So Catholicism in Italy is not only prayer, it is tradition, charity, and celebration. Every bell that rings, every festival held in honor of a saint, reminds us that faith here is lived and not just believed. Italy is the stage of the Renaissance, the birthplace of Michelangelo, Raphael, Leonardo da Vinci. Art here was never just a decoration. It was revolution, a rebirth of vision and thought. The Renaissance was not just art, but also science, architecture, and philosophy. Italian cities competed in building cathedrals, painting frescoes, sculpting statues that still define Western civilization.
Italian art boasts an unparalleled history that has fundamentally shaped Western culture. The tradition stretches back to the art of the ancient Roman Empire, visible in monumental architecture like the Colosseum, and continued through the Middle Ages with rich Byzantine influences. However, its most renowned period is the Renaissance, which began in Florence and marked a seismic shift towards humanism, perspective, and realistic depiction of the human form. This era produced global icons like Leonardo da Vinci, known for the Mona Lisa, Michelangelo, creator of the Sistine Chapel ceiling, and David and Raphael. Following this high point, the Baroque period brought intense drama and theatrical use of light, exemplified by artists such as Caravaggio and architects like Bernini. From its classical foundations to its revolutionary peaks, Italian art remains a centerpiece of the world's artistic and cultural heritage.
Here stands Michelangelo's David. More than marble, it is strength, freedom, and human spirit immortalized.
Wait, this statue is 500 years old and the abs are so defined?
Yes, Michelangelo was a perfectionist.
But Italian art is not trapped in the past. It walks runways of Milan, sings La Scala, and dances in cinema. In Italy, art is not history, it is life.
In Italy, food is never just food. It is memory, it is love, it is story. Every region sings its own flavor, from the pizza of Naples, the ragu of Bologna, to the wines of Chianti. Naples gave the world pizza, Bologna is home to ragu, Parma produced Parmesan cheese, and Tuscany is famous for wine. Every dish is tied to geography, olive oil in the south and butter and rice in the north.
Italian cuisine is universally celebrated as one of the world's most delicious and diverse culinary traditions, embodying a deep respect for both history and high-quality local ingredients. It's much more than just pasta and pizza. It's a profound cultural expression rooted in the Mediterranean diet and the principles of seasonality and simplicity. At its heart, Italian cooking focuses on allowing the natural flavors of a few excellent components to shine rather than relying on complex preparations or heavy spices. Essentially, Ingredients like extra virgin olive oil, fresh tomatoes, fragrant basil, aged cheese, and artisanal cured meat form the backbone of the countless classic recipes. The defining characteristics of the nation's food is intense regional diversity. Before Italy became a unified country, each city-state and region developed its own distinct culinary identity based on local geography and history, a tradition that persists today. For instance, northern Italy, with its cooler climate, favors ingredients like butter, rice, and stuffed egg pasta. In contrast, southern Italy embraced the sun-drenched flavors of the sea and land, relying on olive oil, warm wet and dried pasta, seafood, and vibrant citrus fruits. Every regions offer a unique specialty, from the rich Bologna sauce of Emilia Romagna to the light, simple Neapolitan pizza. Culturally, food is inseparable from family and community life. Meals are often a central, multi-course affair, starting with an antipasto and followed by El Primo. This structure reflects the Italian philosophy that eating is a communal ritual. As a result of this dedication to simplicity, quality, and tradition, Italian cuisine has profoundly influenced global dining habits, exporting its most famous creations from lasagna and gelato to espresso and tiramisu to become a favorite in early every corner of the world.
La pizza is complete perfectly. With flour, tomato, mozzarella, and basil, we taste not just food but the colors of our flag, the spirit of Italy itself.
Why the mask? Because for one night we are all the same. Rich or poor, noble or common, in Venice, Carnival makes us one.
The history of the Carnival of Venice is a story of tradition, rebellion, and rebirth. Its origins are generally traced back to a celebration following a Venetian military victory in 1162, where citizens gathered and danced in St. Mark's Square. By 1296, the Senate of the Venetian Republic officially declared the day before the start of Lent a public holiday, formalizing the tradition. Masks quickly became the defining features, offering a rare opportunity for all social classes to mingle without distinction or fear of judgment, leading to a period of lavish, sometimes debauch, partying that grew into the city's main entertainment and tourist draw throughout the Baroque period of the 17th and 18th century. However, the Golden Age ended abruptly in 1797 when the Republic of Venice fell to Napoleon Bonaparte, and the subsequent Austrian-held government outlawed the carnival and the wearing of masks entirely. Viewing the anonymity as a threat to political order, this ban plunged the festival into nearly 2 centuries of obscurity, where it only survived through small, private gatherings. The tradition was finally revived by the Italian government and local civic associations in 1979 as a successful attempt to restore the city's culture and heritage, bringing back the elaborate period costumes, the iconic mask, and the public pageantry that continue to enchant millions of visitors today.
Tradition in Italy is not about preserving the past. It is about living it, celebrating it, carrying it forward.
Italy, a nation famously shaped by its boot-like geography, presents a compelling paradox of ancient history and dynamic modernity. It is a country where the foundational pillars of Western civilization, from the Roman Empire to the Renaissance, are visible in its unparalleled collection of art and architecture, granting it the highest number of UNESCO World Heritage Sites globally. This deep historical sedimentation is not merely preserved, it is an active part of daily life, where ancient Roman roads still form the backbone of modern cities like Rome, and Renaissance frescoes provide the backdrop for contemporary civic life. Cultural and social foundations. Socially, Italy is profoundly defined by the unwavering centrality of the family and a deep-seated commitment to regional identity, two forces that often supersede a broader national allegiance. Loyalty to local traditions, dialects, which are often mutually unintelligible languages in their own right, like Neapolitan or Sicilian, and especially cuisine, is fierce. This regionalism is a direct echo of its history as a patchwork of city-states, duchies and kingdoms unified only in 1861, making the concept of a singular Italian identity a constantly evolving project. Communication is characteristically passionate and expressive, relying heavily on hand gestures, an intricate non-verbal language essential to a complete interaction, and prioritizing the warmth of a genuine personal connection, often distinguishing between the formal lei and informal tu. This emphasis on personal ties, known as fare la bella figura, making a good impression, often tied to one's social conduct and presentation, underpins nearly all social and professional interactions. Economic life and aesthetic values. The Italian economy reflects its dual nature. While the global reputation often rests on high fashion, luxury sports cars, and designer goods, the Made in Italy brand, it is also a powerhouse of specialized small and medium-sized enterprises, particularly in the industrial north. These businesses often form highly successful, specialized industrial districts, like those for textiles, ceramics, or machinery, blending traditional artisanal skill with cutting-edge technology. This economic structure is often contrasted with the challenges and historically agrarian nature of the South, the Mezzogiorno, perpetuating a significant north-south economic divide. Ultimately, Italian life, north and south, is governed by a focus on aesthetic quality and ritual. This philosophy embodies the dolce vita, a belief that life's greatest value lies in human connection, beauty, and the celebratory pleasure of shared food and art. The daily ritual of the passeggiata, an evening stroll, the importance of the perfectly pulled espresso, café, and the sanctity of the long multi-course meal all underscore a deliberate choice to prioritize la bella vita over mere efficiency, cementing Italy's place as a global standard-bearer for living life well.
Language, family, faith, art, and tradition, together they form the soul of Italy, a land who every word sings, every meal unites, every celebration honor the past and shape the future.
In Italia, la vita è bella, life is beautiful.
Italy is the stage of the Renaissance.
Here stands Michelangelo. Buongiorno, signora. Mali. Culture in Italy is not about preserving the Michelangelo was a perfectionist.
And Parma produced Parmesan cheese. Tuscany is famous.